Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and freaks of nature of all ages. My name is Reverend Brian Bad Hippie Jackson, and welcome to my channel.
Alright, we're going to fix my bow, because the problem with my bow is if you look at these ends, they're warped. They're way worn. Here, let me go ahead and unstring this puppy for you. There we are, bow. Now as you can see, well, let's turn it like this so you can see it better. Those ends are just really, really bad. They're chipped. It's an old bow. And so the problem that I have is that when I try to get a full pull on it, sometimes the strings will slip. So what we're going to do today is we're going to fix this bow. We're going to take it and we're going to lop off about this 1/2 inch up at this top end, and we're going to lop off about 1/2 inch on this other end, and then we're going to reshape them so that it can be knocked properly. So I have pins, of course this is the top, so we're going to take our little pins, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw where I need to cut it, like that. So I've got my line there and my line there. And then I'm going to take the other color pen and I'm going to mark how I need to cut it to be able to do this. And like that. Basically, we're going to make a new one of these about 1/2 inch lower. And we're going to do that to both sides. So that one there. And that one there. Now the way we're going to cut it is with the same saw I used to cut the arrows. This is a good saw. So prop it on this chair here, foot, and since it's a fiberglass bow, it's going to cut pretty easy. Now, we are losing about 1 inch. That's about 1/2 inch on either side that we're losing off of this bow, which means we're going to probably have to readjust the length of our string, but that's an easy fix. All we have to do for that, there we go. All we have to do for that is tie a couple of knots in the string, and we'll be good to go. All right, there we go. Now we've got that end cut down the length, and we've got that end cut down the length. And the way we're going to make these notches is with files. We're going to start with the big file. Actually, we're probably just going to use the little file the whole way through. I don't think I'm going to need the big one. And we're just going to file it down. And it's going to take a little bit of doing. It's not going to take shit tons of doing. It's only slightly time consuming. What we really need to pay attention to, though, is this top side, the top end. That line needs to be straight. If it's angled out, then that string can slip off. So it has to be straight across to keep that string in place. The bottom one can be angled a little bit, but the top one has to be straight. And we want to go for this one because it's going to be taking bowstring. I don't want to stop at the outside of this line. I want to go to the inside of the line, at least halfway through that line. because we have to make sure that we're going to have a good, solid connection on this. Because trust me, if your bowstring pops loose while you're trying to pull it, it doesn't matter where it hits you. You are going to know you've been hit. There we go. Now we're just going to round this edge here a little bit. We'll finish rounding that edge off when I get the rest of the knot cut in. And then we'll shape the top, like that. All right, let's cut the other one in. Root. Okay, there. Got to make sure that first bite for that line is in the right spot, because if it's not, it's going to be uneven, and we don't want our string to set uneven. Oh shit, I chipped it. Which means that knock is going to work, not going to work, because I chipped it loose. So and because we lost another ½ inch on the bottom on there, we're going to go ahead, take off another ½ inch here. Make sure it's even. An uneven bow would not be a good thing. Go. That's better. Or try something different. There we go. That should work better. Try to shape it up a little bit. Remember, there's always more than one way to do stuff. If the first way don't work, try something else. Okay, now I should be able to go in with this file at a bit of an angle. Clean that up a tad. Really wish I had a round file. It would make life easier. There we go. rest of this we're just going to have to hit slow and easy so that we don't break or chip anything else. Even though a fully round file would be good, I don't have one, but I do have a half round file. So. There we go. All right, there we go. So now we've got this end almost done. It's fairly much shaped. And this other end is well into being shaped. Now, understand, I don't measure anything, hardly. The greatest majority of what I do by eyeball. I just eyeball it. So now that we've got this shaped, we're going to come in with the files on this other side, and we're going to smooth all of our rough down. Just keep in mind, I don't strive, for the most part, for visual perfection. What I strive for is functionality. I want stuff that's functional. Looking nice is just a bonus. Functional is what's important. All right, there we go. Bow ends are hopefully fixed. Hopefully. So what we're going to do is going to string this bad boy up. Let's move all my tools out of the way. And we're going to string the bottom first. And then to string a bow, you get your bottom strung, you put your leg through, and you use your body weight to bend the bow and attach the other string. And there we go. And now my bow is strung and will hopefully pull without breaking, because a broken bow is not a good bow. There we go. Probably going to have to reduce the length of the string a little bit, but not by much. There we go. That is one fixed bow. Now, if I want to reduce the length of the string, I'm just going to tie a couple of knots in it. Since I dropped about 2 inches off the bow, we need to get a little bit of that back in the string. Let me go grab an arrow. Okay, this is one of the homemade arrows I showed you before. And even though it's not fletched, it is mostly knocked. So I can use that to figure out, there we go. But it's not knocked all the way. It still needs to finish. Yeah, I can get a good pull on that. But I can get a good pull on this bow. Awesome. There we go. Fixed bow. And then tomorrow, my son is supposed to come over, and we're going to go into the backyard and build our forge. When the forge is built, we're going to forge weld these 2 arrowheads that I've already made from hammering cold steel, hopefully be able to fix those splits, and then we're going to take the other 4 arrowheads and we're going to forge those hot. That's why I got the splits in these arrowheads. I can try to fucking blame the fiberglass material on the inside all I want to, but the truth of the matter is I was hammering cold steel, and cold steel is much more likely to split. Once you get it up to forging temperature, the steel is going to bend and move instead of split. Hammering cold steel is why I have splits to contend with in these 2 arrows. So we're going to forge the rest of them out hot. All right?